Fasha's now part of the story. Hey guys, DB right here, and today, as you can tell by my little intro there, I am continuing with What If Fasha Survived. I figured since I already got the this part of the story already in my head, fresh in my mind, may as well keep going. And well, I know how much you guys are enjoying this What If, so why not, you know, what's the phrase? Let it ride. And well, yeah, I know you guys have really been enjoying this. I mean, 66 views overnight. That's pretty crazy for my channel. even part 1 took about a week or two to reach 126, and over half of that in one night. That's pretty cool, so yeah, why not keep it going? Alright, and as always, a really quick recap, and I'm trying to make this really quick. Alright, now, for those of you who have joined us the first time, this story basically tells the story of Dragon Ball with quite a bit of a difference. With essentially Fasha, one of Bardock's crew, actually managing to survive the events of Planet Meat and essentially sleeping through the entire destruction of Planet Vegeta. And this results in her more or less going to Earth and looking for Kakarot, the son of Bardock, so she can begin planning her little revenge against Lord Frieza, who she swore to destroy for what she did to her crew, and of course what he did to the entire Saiyan race as a whole. Completely decimated it. And well, it took a while, but Fasha was able to find Kakarot during the 21st Tenkaichi budokai, impressed with how much Kakarot had increased his power since initially reading his power level of 2 back when he was first born, and of course also impressed by how strong these Earthlings actually were. You know, whoever scouted the information on this planet really didn't do it justice or think it through. And well, essentially, she ends up making friends with the Dragon Team while Goku ran off in his Red Ribbon Army adventure, and this pretty much led to where we are now. Goku, or Kakarot, has just wished for Upa's father to be resurrected by the dragon, and yeah, Fasha has now decided to go with Goku during his 3 years training, where he's got to travel around the world without the flying Nimbus cloud. And this is where our story continues. Alright, so they have been off for quite a while. Now essentially, Fasha does not interfere too much with Goku's training. A lot of this training he does have to do on his own. Remember, their power level differences are significantly high, and if Fasha goes too far, she could actually end up killing Goku by accident. So she's got to be really careful when she's training and sparring with him on occasion. And when she does train with him, she does well, beat him pretty badly in order to take advantage of the Zenkai boost, so Goku's able to get stronger in a slightly faster pace than he does in the original. But don't worry guys, I'm not making him overly powerful, otherwise it's not going to keep the next parts interesting, you know what I mean? So Fasha's sort of she's got to be careful with him. You know, after all, Kakarot's power level was even weaker than Raditz's, and that's saying something. Even weaker than his mother's, also saying something. And well, so with that, the 3 years more or less come and go, but I'm not going to head straight into the time skip. I want to fill in a little bit more. And during the 3 years time that Kakarot and Fasha actually have together, this is also their opportunity to bond. And well, Saiyans battling each other is one way of bonding, but one night, Goku actually got really curious and actually asked Fasha what his parents were like and what the Saiyans race were like, you know, and he wanted to know more things about her. Did she have any friends or anything like that? You know, just the curious sort of questions, you know, any kid would ask, especially ones that are pretty much orphans. Well, Kakarot, your father was a true Saiyan warrior. Strong, brave, and well, he was kind of smart as well. Whenever he wasn't training or out on a mission, I'd find him, you know, tinkering around with the pods, you know, much like his father used to do. Bardock's father, who was more or less a scientist. And, well, yeah. So, basically filling in on basically who his father was, and Fasha just telling him, Bardock would be proud of you. To see how much you've grown is actually quite astounding, Kakarot. Most Saiyans at your power level don't survive. Saiyans were sent off worlds in order to conquer them as infants, but you'd be lucky if you came back. About 50% of Saiyans actually managed to conquer the planet and came back, and that's even with the full moon. The full moon? Oh yeah, you wouldn't have remembered that. Fasha deciding to keep that hush-hush for the time being. No need to tell Kakarot that he stepped on his grandpa. And well, so with that, he also begins telling him a bit about Gine. Well, Gine, she wasn't much of a warrior. She did spend a little time on our crew, however, I kind of resented her and tried to kill her a couple of times. What? You tried to kill my mother? Well, it's kind of like what we Saiyans do. She was, weak, kind of really dead weight to the team. And also, your father was very interested in her, and I didn't really like it. Oh, so you liked my father too, then? What? No. No. Fasha sort of blushing at that remark, and her covering up, trying to cover it up. And well, but in the end, I have to admit it, your mother was pretty awesome. Even though she pretty much submitted her life as a cook, I gotta admit, she was kind of good for Bardock. Definitely kept him level-headed most of the time. I guess it's because she was different, unlike the rest of us who kept talking about what we had killed that day and what planet we had conquered. Gine was just something different. And she loved you a lot, Kakarot. Along with your brother Raditz. And, well, this made, Kakarot's day. He was, pleased to hear that sort of thing. And also pleased to hear that not every Saiyan was, a complete brute and a ruthless killer. That his mother was, as far as Saiyans were concerned, a really kind and caring person. And, well, as for Bardock, as Fasha continued the story, Bardock sort of began to realize that Bardock was really getting sick of that lifestyle. And even Fasha could see that. And well, you know, thanks to your father's bravery, I guess, it was thanks to that you ultimately survived. I have no doubt in my mind that Bardock went down fighting against Frieza when he came for the planet. Frieza, Not a very nice guy, was he? No, Kakarot, no he wasn't. And well, because of this sort of heart-to-heart, and this is really the first time Fasha had really opened up, he, well, her sort of motives slightly begin to change slightly from, we will avenge the Saiyan race, we are going to take this fight to Frieza and beat him, to, I won't let anything happen to my new family here. I won't let anything happen to you, Kakarot, and I will kill Frieza if he tries. So this sort of changed Fasha's demeanor a little bit, but she does still intend on getting Kakarot up to speed. But her I guess her maternal nature's sort of beginning to take over a bit. She's more or less like a surrogate mother to Goku, and she does somewhat treat him a little bit as such. But as far as the rest of his training between this 3-year time skip went, she mostly stayed out of it and let him grow on his own. With the occasional sparring session, making him a little bit more stronger than what he is at this point in the original timeline. And well, 3 years come and go, and it is once again time for the Tenkaichi Budokai. I know I spent a long time on the 3 years of Goku's training, but I felt it's really important to establish Kakarot and Fasha's relationship in this part of the story. After all, you don't spend 3 years with someone and, not begin to, develop feelings or begin to bond with that person. That's only natural, and it's good storytelling. So now that 3 years have passed and it is time for the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai, well, the huge difference is does Fasha enter the tournament? No. She'd win it, no problem. It wouldn't be much of a challenge for her. Even though it'd be a chance to beat up on Goku a little bit more and get him stronger, but no, this is supposed to be like happy day, fun day for them. This is a chance for Goku to really show Fasha just how much he's grown in the 3 years. And after all, in a tournament, he's not going to hold anything back at all. Yeah? So she's not going to enter it. But as always, Roshi disguises himself as Jackie Chun, and Yamcha and Krillin are entering as well. And of course, we got Launch with him as well, who gives them all her classic front row seats. Come on, move it, people! You know the drill! That's always classic. Even Fasha just sort of cracking up behind her, just following her along. And well, the whole preliminaries pretty much play out as per normal, and of course Tien makes his presence known, always taunting the Turtle Hermit students and declaring how he and Chaozu are going to demolish them in the tournament and all that, under the orders of Master Shen, of course. And well, the preliminaries end exactly the same way, and you get Tien versus Yamcha, Man-Wolf against Jackie Chun, Krillin against Chaozu, and Goku against Panput. And, well, the preliminaries pretty much play out the same, and pretty much, and of course, Tien realizing that Goku killed one of his former mentors, Tao Pai Pai, Mercenary Tao. Yeah, his name's Tao Pai Pai in the manga. I know this because I've been reading the manga lately. And just a quick fun fact, a little bit off topic, but fun fact, Shenlong lied to us. Yeah, the part where, if you actually read the part where Goku resurrects Shenlong, and you ask him to resurrect Upa's father, Shenlong clearly says, "There is no wish I cannot grant." Well, I'm just going to say right now, Mr. Shenlong, that is false advertising. That is false advertising, and considering what we know later on in Dragon Ball Z, we ought to sue you for false advertising. You couldn't even destroy the Saiyans when Oolong asked you to. Yeah, you clearly can grant any wish. Liar. Anyway, back to the story. So with that, you get the continuing on into the semi-finals with Jackie Chun versus Tien, and with that pretty much ending the same way. Jackie Chun trying to get through to the young man, saying that his ideals in martial arts are all wrong and that it's not too late for him to change and, you know, truly become great. And, well, after Jackie Chan leaves the ring losing on purpose, it does sort of begin to sink in with Tien, as it does, slowly beginning to take effect, his words taking effect on him over time. And meanwhile, you got Goku versus Krillin, and that match was just a pretty fun match for him. Throughout the entire match was just like a really fun match. And well, Goku, of course, won that as well. And then we finally got to the final match between Tien and Goku, and Fasha watching this with great interest. In a way, Fasha is quite impressed with Tien Shinhan, you know, being, you know, an Earthling. He's actually pretty good at what he does, and not only that, he's quite powerful for a human. And well, with that, we finally get Goku versus Tien Shinhan, like I was saying, and that whole battle, for the start of the battle, the whole thing is pretty much one-sided with Goku, because remember, Goku is quite a bit stronger than what he is in the original timeline. And basically, it's not until Chaozu does his paralysis thing that really Tien Shinhan more or less turns the fight around and does all that damage to Goku. And then later realizing, hang on, something's not wrong. Chaozu, is this your doing? Chaozu is working under my instructions, Tien. Perhaps if you were actually competent to do your job, this runt would be dead by now. And well, needless to say, Master Shen just made his final mistake, because Tien has decided he's not going to kill anymore. He's not going to kill Goku. He wants to win the tournament. He wants to win the tournament, and he wants to do it the right way. And well, Master Shen was going to have Tien Shinhan paralyzed and more or less punish him as well, and that's when Roshi sends him flying with the Kamehameha. Classic. And this whole actions, Tien Shinhan's actions to this point, have really impressed Fasha. You know, fighting with honor, you know, if Tien had a tail, he'd be a perfect Saiyan. Because this is what the Saiyans of old were like. They fought with honor. They were true warriors. And so, well, with that, the battle continued, and because of all the damage that was done thanks to Chaozu's interference, the battle was more or less on a more even playing field now, just due to all the damage Goku had taken. And well, ultimately, who won the tournament? Well, Tien Shinhan won, with the tournament ending exactly the same way, and Tien making friends with the Dragon team, making peace, and decides to treat everyone to dinner. And of course, Goku realizing he left his stuff and Dragon Ball behind, Krillin volunteers to go back and get it. And well, for once in Goku's life, he's not eating anymore. Krillin had been gone for quite a while, and he can't help but feel worried about him. And he wasn't going to eat until Krillin got back. And well, with that, suddenly Goku recognized a certain sound. It was Krillin, but this sound was different. This was the sound of someone being killed. Krillin just screaming out for Goku! And well, Goku leaps off the table and heads straight back for the arena. And by the time we got there, his fears are realized when Krillin is lying there dead. And this puts a shock to everyone. Shows up Fasha. Even Fasha, who had spent some time with Krillin learning the Turtle Hermit way of martial arts, when you know, in between the Red Ribbon Army saga, when Goku was off on his own, she had quite grown fond of all her friends on Earth, including Krillin, and she could certainly understand Kakarot's pain here. Remember, she lost she lost her friends in a similar manner. Her friends were murdered by Frieza. And, this is something Fasha wouldn't have thought she would have to really face on Earth. That, okay, she understood, yeah, bad things happen, like in every planet, there are bad guys, but, nothing like this. Nothing that's, strong enough to, take out Krillin. Something that could maybe even potentially take out Kakarot. And needless to say, she does feel what Kakarot is feeling. Bulma, hand me the Dragon Radar, Goku says, and well, Bulma, being silly enough to hand it to him, he's on the flying Nimbus going straight after the assailant, because, well, they were told that he took a strange ball, and of course a list of names from the martial arts tournament. And well, Roshi's figured, don't do anything reckless, boy, just wait. And Fasha didn't go after him either. Fasha understands this, and understands Goku's feelings right now better than anybody. This is something Goku has to do. And then, well, after that, Oolong finds the sheet of paper with the initials Devil and Circle on it. And Roshi's all, no, it can't be. This is the crest of King Piccolo. King Piccolo? What is that? Fasha, also big. It's Fasha talking. King Piccolo was an ancient demon that once brought the planet to its knees. And he basically tells them the story about his youth, about how he and his fellow students once opposed King Piccolo and his monsters, and that ultimately it was up to his old master, Master Muay who sealed him away, King Piccolo away at the Mafu Bar, and ended his reign of terror. And, well, Fasha just sort of smirking, I wouldn't be worrying about Kakarot too much. He's a Saiyan warrior after all. He's not gonna go down easily. Don't take King Piccolo too lightly. He's not like anything you've ever faced before. He's not like anything Goku has ever faced before. Nothing I've ever faced before. Are you forgetting Dodoria? You have a point there, but the point is, it's something Kakarot hasn't faced before. He's not ready to fight such a titan. Well, with that, the only thing they could really do was take Krillin's body, head home, Bulma making a capsule that's built to preserve Krillin, and well, they're more or less off to find a new island to hide, because, well, one of King Piccolo's minions could be there any minute. And meanwhile, Krillin has indeed caught up to Tambourine, and he's, even though he is stronger in this timeline, he still ultimately loses to Tambourine, just due to him being tired out for the next match. If he had been at full strength, he'd beat Tambourine easily. And of course, Flying Nimbus is also destroyed, and Goku has also since met up with Yajirobe after, stealing his fish, and he's asking him to hand over the Dragon Ball because he knows sooner or later these monsters are going to come back and try and steal it. And he's following Yajirobe around, just like in the original timeline. Meanwhile, you got Tien, Chaozu, not Yamcha, Master Roshi, and Fasha all going around looking for the Dragon Balls. Yes, Fasha is joining them on this. And she has done quite a bit of training under the Turtle Hermit, knows how to sense energy, knows how to hide her true power and all that. She could be a very valuable asset with dealing with King Piccolo. And well, with that, Roshi and Tien's hunt for the Dragon Balls pretty much goes out as per normal, and meanwhile, Symbol has more or less tried to attack Yajirobe and Goku, with Yajirobe defeating Symbol and roasting him like a Thanksgiving turkey. And King Piccolo has then ordered Tambourine to stop hunting martial arts to find out what the heck happened to Symbol, retrieve the Dragon Ball, and avenge the insolent fools who dared slay one of us. And well, with that, Goku does end up face to face with Tambourine once again, and, well, he does manage to avenge Krillin's death, even more easily than he does in the original timeline. Tambourine did not stand a ghost of a chance against Goku in this timeline, being taken out by a Kamehameha. And, well, Piccolo sends this, and he orders Pilaf, the idiot who released King Piccolo in the first place. But, I mean, honestly, who thinks, let's release King Piccolo, that's a good idea? Bloody Emperor Pilaf. Really? He orders Emperor Pilaf to turn the ship. I will face this enemy myself. He will pay for what he's done to my children. I am King Piccolo. He will suffer for this. And, well, King Piccolo, of course, is on his way to Goku, while more or less everyone else is still gathering up the Dragon Balls. And they've pretty much got them all, and they're heading towards where King Piccolo is heading, and King Piccolo has indeed run into Goku, and Goku and King Piccolo have their epic fight. Now, this fight is it's actually pretty even. It's not so close as one-sided to King Piccolo in this battle. Like I said, Goku is a bit stronger than what he was in the original timeline, thanks to Fasha's training. However, yeah, Fasha, taking it a bit easy on him. It's not like he's pushed his greats that much higher. And ultimately, this does end with Piccolo having to use more of his power, but ultimately, Piccolo does still manage to defeat Goku and nearly killing him like he does. However, it was a much more closer fight for him than what it was in the original timeline. And with that, Piccolo sort of wounded a little bit, taking the Dragon Ball, flying up to the ship. Alright, now let's head for the rest of them. Realizing the rest of them are sort of gathered in one spot, Roshi and the others gathering the Dragon Balls, and seeing that Piccolo is heading straight for him. Meanwhile, Yajirobe, who has realized that Goku is still alive, he's under Goku's instruction and direction. Yajirobe is taking him to Korin's tower. And well, meanwhile, while that's going on, give it, half an hour later, King Piccolo has emerged and is now upon Master Roshi, Fasha, and Tien and Chaozu. Tien and Chaozu are, of course, hiding there, the backup, in case Fasha and Roshi can't do anything here. And, well, King Piccolo is challenging with, decides to go down and pretty much challenge the old Master Roshi and Fasha. And, well, considering that Fasha's power level is 2000, yeah, King Piccolo, probably not your best idea. And, well, Fasha is pretty much giving King Piccolo a beating he'll never forget. And, well, more or less, King Piccolo is all wounded and baffled. He's like, what the heck are you? And then he notices the tail. You must be that kid's mother or something. I remember dealing with a boy that had a tail like that. I kind of killed him. King Piccolo trying to play some head games with Fasha. Not that Fasha is Goku's mother, but she's just as close. Go on, sense for your little child. I'm sure you at least know how to do that much. And more or less, Fasha does try to sense for Goku and can't really sense anything. But because Goku at this point is barely alive. And well, Fasha does put her guard down and Piccolo does get a pretty good ki blast shot in there. As we know, when your guard is down, even a simple ray gun can take you down. That was even proven in Resurrection F when Sorbet, nearly killed Goku with a ray gun shot. Doesn't matter how strong you are, if your guard's down, you are vulnerable. Bottom line. And well, With all that distraction, King Piccolo didn't see the Martha Bar coming from Master Roshi. Roshi does attempt to steal him away, but just like per normal, the lid jar ends up closing on him before the beam hits it, and he ends up missing. And Roshi ends up dead. Tien, of course, passed out because Roshi did hit him with that drug that knocks him out. And Piccolo does use the Dragon Balls to wish for his youth back, just like he does in the original. And well, he does get his eternal youth, and Chaozu did end up dead trying to stop him. And of course, he does blow up the dragon as well. Nasty King Piccolo. And with that, Piccolo is pretty much on his way to conquer King's Castle, and I think, well, now we'll keep going for a little bit. Meanwhile, Goku has indeed made it to Korin's Tower, gotten a Sensu Bean, and is pretty much presented with the Ultra Divine Water and takes it. And well, meanwhile, Fasha's more or less licking her wounds, realizing that she actually failed them. She had one thing to do, but she let King Piccolo get the better of her. Because of that, Roshi and Chaozu are now dead. And you know, Tien Shinhan is worse for wear as well. And well, with that, she, with Tien's help, gather the other two onto the plane and bring them back to Kame House, where Bulma has prepared, you know, a couple more preserving capsules just in case. I was really hoping that she wouldn't have to use them, but there you go. And well, with that, Fasha and Tien actually go off together and begin training together to master the Mafu Bar. Mind you, Fasha's only learning the Mafu Bar as a precaution in case, you know, something happens to Tien, and, you know, if they really need to use the Mafu Bar to stop him. After all, King Piccolo's powers have now doubled, possibly even tripled, now that he's back in his prime. And, well, yeah, it just may be needed for both of them to master it just in case. Mind you, Fasha should still be more enough than a match for him, as long as she doesn't fall for any more of King Piccolo's treachery. And, well, meanwhile, King Piccolo has conquered King's Castle in the meantime, and has begun his whole Piccolo Day tradition where he's more or less preparing to kill everybody. And, well, with that, Tien and Fasha pretty much spring into action. However, they're met with an entire legion of monsters. King Piccolo, after realizing how powerful Fasha was, and the possibility there might be more people out there with that kind of power, he's not taking any chances, so he's got an entire legion waiting for them. And this is quite the epic battle. There's no real chance for them to really use the evil containment way against Piccolo, while Piccolo's sort of just amusing himself watching the battle and having the whole thing televised. You know, a public execution, perfect thing to, you know, get these humans into a mood of terror. Why not? And meanwhile, Goku is racing towards them at top speed with his flying Nimbus, with his new power-up from the Ultra Divine Water. And, well, more or less, the numbers of this legion are pretty much going down thanks to Fasha's power, but she is beginning to tire her out, and by the time that there's only Drum left, she doesn't really have the strength left to battle with Drum, and neither does Tien Shinhan. And, well, when Piccolo is actually getting ready to power off an explosion way and finish the two off, this is where Goku appears just in time to save them. Ha! Goku, you're alive! Kakarot, I knew you wouldn't let me down. Fasha just really relieved to see that Kakarot's alive, and then Drum's behind him. Kakarot, be careful! You're no match for this monster! This is Fasha saying, but Kakarot surprises everyone when he suddenly takes down Drum with one hit. And then the whole battle between King Piccolo and Goku go off, and that pretty much goes more or less the same, except Kakarot is even more powerful than what he is in the original timeline. Piccolo is, yeah, he doesn't really have a leg to stand on. Quite literally, after the damage Goku was about to do to his leg. And, well, Piccolo's not really getting a technique in edgewise. It's still a pretty good fight, but yeah, Piccolo's just not landing a single blow on Kakarot, and ultimately King Piccolo is finished off relatively quickly in this timeline before he can do too much damage to the city. Getting hit with a Kamehameha straight through Piccolo, and Piccolo barely hanging on, having a hole through him. He spits out Junior and blows up, and yeah, and well, Piano's just sort of going, "My lord, what happened? How could you lose like this?" And well, this is where Fasha's basically just straight behind him. "Don't worry, you are now about to join him." And with a devastating blast from her hand, Piano is destroyed as well. And with that, and Yajirobe appearing, this is basically Goku deciding, at least at this point, that he's going to go back to Korin's tower, because after all, he has been told that the Dragon Balls have been destroyed and can't be done. Perhaps Korin has an idea on what they could really do about it. And well, it just makes sense to go back with Korin. And meanwhile, Fasha's sort of helping up a really badly wounded Tien. Well, everyone else has appeared, and everyone else goes back to Kame House. And I think this is actually where we're going to leave things. What did you guys think? Did you enjoy this story? I know, we pretty much got a double out of this video, heading almost into the 40-minute mark. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. It wasn't really my intention to almost do a what-if double here, but hey, why not? If I wanted to keep going, you know, why not keep going? And, well, I will be back again next time for part 4, and I really hope you guys enjoy this part. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll be back again next time.